Hey guys, welcome. It's your girl, Black Girl Minimalism. Today we're doing a read. We're actually in Albuquerque. So we just got here yesterday and we're staying one full day. So we've gotten up early, did all the things. We had breakfast at a really nice spot. I cannot remember the name, but I'll probably include it tomorrow when I record, if I'm able to record tomorrow.
Cafe Lush?
Yeah, Cafe Lush. It was actually really nice. The hash brown potatoes are really good. The vegan scramble was really good. Minimal seasoning, and that was awesome. So they really nailed it on just the deliciousness of the place, and it was really small, looked to be woman owned, so I love that. And we're here at another coffee shop, Limonada, which is very inclusive, I would say, in regards to the staff, and just overall the service was beautiful, as well as like fresh bakeries and then or bakes, and then also the coffees had any like addition that you could think of: elderflower, lavender, anything that you wanted to add to it that was additional add to the particular latte or drink. All right, so I'm going to get into the read. It is going to be a read with the Neoteric Feminine Guidebook deck, and I'm going to do a spread of 12 just to kind of see what comes out for us. Of course, Babe is on the camera as our camera woman today, and yeah, so excited to read for you guys. I feel really good because we were able to get proper rest the night before. We were closing out something, so our sleeping quarters were not the same. So really nice to have a rested night and to come into this morning. All right, so the first thing to come up is the Five of Cups. This has to do with loss, disappointment, sadness, mourning, discomfort, or feeling let down. So I think this is more of a placement of energy that you've probably felt previous. And we've been kind of reflecting on a lot of this vibe for the past week. So it has to be some reason of, it's 4 cups in the ground, is one being held up, coffee cup that is. And it's so funny because we're at a coffee shop as of right now. So it's like, for me, I'm seeing it as a point of not sitting still on your losses and just moving forward with the cup that is present, okay? Let me see. All right, so we pulled this yesterday as well. This is the Queen of Swords energy. This has to do with honest, independent, principled, fair, providing constructive criticism, objective, and perceptive. So kind of coming from a realistic standpoint in objectifying a particular issue, conversation, whatever, can sometimes put you into a box. So kind of want to move away from that, where you can be open to receive in a way that is not so conceptualized. Yeah, so I'm going to continue to clarify. Okay, it just came out. So thus far we have the Six of Cups. So Six of Cups, I think we either pulled this yesterday or the day before. I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was the day before. This has to do with nostalgia, memories, familiarity, healing, comfort, sentimentality, and pleasure. So maybe you're in a reflective place right now. I see this as an older self gifting a younger self. Maybe something as it pertains, because it says nostalgia, memories, familiarity. So maybe tapping to your younger self in regards to healing, comfort, and realizing things from your younger to older self in that transition. The next thing to come up is Four of Pentacles. This specifically has to deal with your finances, but also what comes up is like possessiveness, hoarding, stinginess, stability, savings, materialism, wealth, and frugality. So maybe asking you to step away from that concept and be more open to the way in which you steward your finances, and being more trusting in the ways that it comes forward for you. The Eight of Cups comes up, and the Eight of Cups is significant because it's in a place of, she looks like she's on travel, on a journey maybe. Still a reflective space here. You have the moon, the full moon that's present. I think we're coming into a energy in Leo. So Leos tend to travel a lot always on a journey too, always searching. So that could be present in why the journey space is coming up, whether it means inner healing, whether it means healing overall in different aspects of your life. Could be your finances, could be the way in perspectives. We talked about the Queen of Swords and being very objective, so moving away from those concepts. And then we also have the Two of Wands, which has to do with planning, first steps, making decision, leaving comfort. So you're leaving something behind, old habits behind, and then taking risks. You're stepping out on faith. We had 2 videos that I talked about walking in faith. So that seems to be present in the energy that is asking you to spend time in, spend your space in. The next thing to come up is the Queen of Wands. So Wands energy for me really speaks to protectiveness over yourself, protectiveness over your energy, or protectiveness over what you call to be yours. So this is really providing a space of confidence, self-assured, passionate, determined, social, charismatic, vivacious, and optimistic. So your optimism is leading you for maybe your decision making and how you're seeing things coming forward. It's no longer strickening you in any particular boundary. Right? So the next thing to come up is the Empress card. This is really sitting in your energy of comfort, energy of divine feminine, which has to do with like whimsical energy, very effortless, right? Fertility, nurturing, creativity, beauty, abundance, and nature. So crafting something or creating something as it pertains to, could be creativity of something in regards to business that you develop, or just overall creativity, how you see it as it relates to you. She's also taken time to sit, right? She's taking time to sit. She's taking time to nurture herself in her inner body as well. And then it looks like she's having, I said that this was a coffee drink, but it looks like a fruit drink or some sort of like smoothie. So maybe intake of what you're putting internal to your body. And then you also have the heart that's present as well. With the heart, it has the key that's symbolized on that artistic spot right there. So maybe your heart and key are a placement of what goes together. And then the next thing to come up is the Justice card. This has to do with consequence, accountability, law, truth, honesty, integrity, cause, and effect. So you're coming to a balancing scape of understanding what needs to be taken care of. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to pull 3 more cards. Okay. All right, a little more than 3 came out. I'll let those sit. So this came up for the last 2 days, 10 of Wands. And this really has to do with letting boundaries go, letting overburdening yourself in a sense, because you're trying to carry it all by yourself, and come to a place of walking away from this energy. Okay, the next thing that comes behind it is the King of Swords. And how I feel about this is still, it relates to, how is it? It's another card that I think that relates to. Talked about being stricken. So this with the King of Swords, this has to do with reason, authority, discipline, integrity, morality, seriousness, high standards, and strictness. So I think sometimes when you are moving from a place of seriousness, it takes away the fun and the aspect of serendipitous moments to come about. So what's left that comes forward is these cards, these 2 cards, which has to do with community, home, celebration. So you're going to a place where you are going to be in your place of community, your place of belongings, place of stability as well. That's going to be a very stable place for you. And you're going to be sharing the space of what has to do with legacy, roots, family, ancestry, inheritance, windfall, foundations, privilege, affluence, stability, and traditions. So all of these particular aspects are going to relate to the community space that you'll be walking into. And then moving forward, what is facing up is the King of Cups. So the King of Cups has to do with diplomatic energy, feeling balance in your heart, and devoted, and then also working in the space of being an advisor or a counselor. So you'll be speaking to an audience that you can give particular provisions to, advice, however that it sees fit, that you're going to be somewhat of a teacher in that sense. Because I've gotten that from the start of this past week up until now, it's still coming out as advisor and counselor. So those two things are something to pay attention to. All right, so that's the read. Today is Saturday. It's so busy because it feels a little different, being that we're in a space where the weather is more seasonal. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this read, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.